Hi, are you preparing for OET speaking test but still don't know how to get a B grade? This is Richa from IILT. Being an OET candidate, you might have at least once searched for how to get a B grade for OET speaking test. And sometimes it might be really helpful for many people, sometimes it might not. It will create a lot of confusion. But don't worry, in this video, I'll be helping you with 5 effective tips to get a B grade for your OET speaking subtest. Let's get started. So I have been brainstorming some ideas and I made a list of it, and let's discuss each one by one. So the first thing you have to keep in your mind is to avoid negative language. So what is a negative language? Anything that will make the patient feel hopeless from your end is a negative language. Whatever you say to the patient, it must make the patient comfortable and relaxed. You should be very careful about your choice of words, because the patient totally depends upon what you are saying. So, say for example, imagine your patient is a cancer patient and the doctor advised him to start with chemotherapy very soon. But he is really worried about it and he is a little apprehensive because he has heard there are a lot of side effects for this particular treatment. How will you approach this patient? Let's look into an example. So as I mentioned, we are talking to a patient who is a cancer patient and we need to provide a lot of hope. Let's see how we can do that. So I have a sentence here with me. So I'm going to say, Mr. David, I understand you're having a difficult time right now. But let me tell you, this hospital is well reputed for dealing cases like this. And I assure you that you are in best of hands. What happened here? When you said this statement, you're actually saying to the patient that don't worry, we are there to help you. So even though the patient knows it is an unfortunate situation that the patient has to start with the chemotherapy, but still you provided a sense of support there. So that's how you can change the negative setting into a positive one, and make sure that your choice of words are always positive. The second tip, you need to be very clear and logical with your explanations. Whatever you are explaining to the patient, be it what you're going to do next, or be it a procedure explanation or anything for that matter, make sure it is logically explained. The sequential order is very important there. Now, how to do that? To have a sequential order with a structured explanation, you can use words like firstly, then, later. So I'll give an example for that. Imagine a situation where you're having a patient in front of you with an injury. So you can explain what you're going to next to the patient in the following way. So I'm going to create a sentence here. So I'm going to say, Mr. David, firstly, I'm going to clean your wound. Then I'll make sure there are no foreign bodies present. Later, I will dress your wound for you. See the clarity here. So you have to make sure whatever you explain, especially when you're explaining a procedure or what your next step is, you have to maintain the sequential order to maintain the accuracy. So this will help you a lot to get a B grade. What is the third tip? The third tip is to be attentive. It is very crucial, guys. It is very important that you're attentive in your role play. I understand the human urge to look and prepare for your next dialogue when the patient is speaking. But to be very frank, it's not going to actually help you, because you will be missing out a very relevant information the patient might be told you. So you have to make sure you listen very carefully. So how we can show that you've been listening very carefully? You can use some usages there. Let's look into it. So you can use some sentences like, I can understand. Or you can simply say, I understand. Another one is, I will make a note of it. Another one, you can say, oh, I see. So these are some usages you can use to show the patient that you have been listening carefully. Another thing you can do to show that you're being very attentive is by reconfirming the details that was said to you by the patient himself or herself. Say for example, if the patient is telling you that he or she is in severe pain, what you can do is, Mr. David, I remember you telling me that you're in severe pain. Would you mind rating that on a pain scale of 0 to 10? So what you did here is you actually showed the patient that you were listening carefully and you remembered all the points that he or she was speaking. So in a way, you're going to show that you're very attentive. The reason why it is very important to be attentive in your role play is because if the patient feels like you are a very attentive nurse, the more chances are the patient will trust you more. So it will help you to convince the patient in a better way. Let's look into the fourth tip. Do not be demanding. I have seen many people using the terms, you should do this, you must do this, you need to do this. There is nothing wrong in these, okay? I'm not saying that you cannot use it, but these type of usages are a little bit offending as well as little demanding for native speakers. They might not be very happy to hear that kind of a demand or a forceful behavior from the nurse's part, because on one hand they will be literally emotionally upset because they're having a medical condition or someone related to them is not keeping well, so they won't be accepting someone being forceful and coming and telling them you should start doing this, you must do this, because that is very demanding. So instead of this, start using a delicate language which is not at all demanding. So you can go for sentences like, I highly recommend. My advice for you is that. I suggest you to do this. So these are very simple as well as polite ways of telling the patient to stop doing something or start doing something. So in a way, you're not being demanding or forceful there, but you're conveying the message as well. So far, we discussed 4 tips to get a B grade for your OET speaking subtest. So let's look into the 5th one. Have a proper conclusion. Now, how to have a good conclusion? What you can do there is, instead of just abruptly ending your entire conversation and saying goodbye, you can actually have a summary. You can summarize what you have been discussing throughout the role play and then have a proper bye-bye there. So I have actually prepared a good sentence. I'm just going to read it out to you guys so you can actually watch it. So I'm going to start like, okay, Mr. Peter, let me just review what we have discussed today. Initially, you told me you were feeling severe pain and the pain medication was not effective. As I said, I will inform the doctor and see to it whether we can increase your dosage. That being said, is there anything else you would like to ask me? So in this particular sentence, what I did was, I actually gave a review about what we have been discussing. What was the patient's concern and what solution I provided by saying that I'll inform the doctor for increasing the dosage. And then I also checked whether he has any further questions. So that's how you can have a good conclusion. So to back your B grade for OET speaking test, sound optimistic, be very logical with your explanation, show that you're attentive, and don't be demanding and have a good conclusion. So the B grade is yours.
IILT, it's my cup of tea.